How do I potty train my 7-year-old? He will keep a diaper dry only when prompted to go to the toilet every 2 hours. He has no self-initiative to go on his own, even when I do not put a diaper on. He will just pee in his clothes. And so what advice do we have for this parent?
The first and foremost thing that I always look at is what reinforcement do we have in place for this? So what reward are we looking to have for this child when they do initiate? So that is something that is a reinforcement or reward that we should be looking at that's only delivered when they initiate. So they shouldn't be getting it for any other time of day, any other behavior that we are asking them to engage in. And so the key too is that this reinforcement would need to be delivered right after they initiate. Either it's when they walk into the bathroom, they're immediately getting the reward, or if it's something that we're asking them to say, such as go potty or I need potty, that immediately after they use the words, they're getting the reinforcement, because reinforcement or rewards need to be paired immediately after the behavior we want to see increase. Sometimes this is helpful to be introduced to the child of what the expectation is with some sort of social story. So like a first person narrative of, when I need to go to the bathroom, I will tell mommy, and then mommy will, give me a reward, and everyone will be so proud of me. That's kind of what a basic social story. The other thing too is what might be helpful is leaving visual reminders up around the house. So having a picture of a potty and maybe even the words under there, I need potty, to have in places where the child's frequently going to see it as kind of another reminder, because I'm assuming, like all kids, they just get engaged in their day-to-day play and don't think about these things sometimes. Another thing to think about is definitely consistency across environments. So obviously your child is 7 years old. He or she is definitely probably in school. So what are they doing for potty training there? And are they implementing the same procedures that you're going to do at home? Because otherwise, if you're not being consistent, there's going to be confusion on his or her part and not knowing when he's going to get his reward, what expectation. So getting on the same page with your school or with anyone else that's going to be taking care of your child is really important. Another thought too I had was if reinforcement isn't enough, or if the visual reminders aren't enough, another thing you could think about doing is setting a timer. So some sort of auditory timer that's going to go off on the interval that you want the child to go to the bathroom. So ideally right before they would normally have that accident. And then ideally then the timer kind of becomes your prompt, instead of you as the parent always having to say, please go to the bathroom, it's time to go, let's go. And they would ideally over time hear that timer, and it would just kind of be like, oh, it's time for me to go to the bathroom. An auditory timer like that could eventually be faded to some sort of like maybe vibrating timer, like a vibrating watch, or, when the kid gets older, if they're still needing some sort of prompt dependency, a lot of kids have, unfortunately, cell phones that you can set reminders on. So there's lots of ways to fade that to be more age appropriate as the child gets older. The other thing that I think is important is probably looking at if we can move away from those diapers completely, because having a child still be in diapers can be confusing to them, because when they do pee, there's no mess and it's just the diaper takes care of it. And I know you had said that the child doesn't seem to notice when he does pee in his clothes. So then we need to look at what are the consequences that happen when he does pee in his clothes. If he's in the middle of a preferred activity when he pees, then he should be removed from that activity and kind of encouraged to go change his clothes, put things in the laundry, maybe even help clean up the area that he peed on, kind of as a natural consequence. And that's obviously going to be something that's probably not preferred by this child. And so maybe that would help deter him from wanting to pee in his clothes. If he's in the middle of doing something non-preferred, or let's say you're having him do homework and he doesn't like homework and he pees in his clothes, then really you're looking at potentially the function in that situation being maybe he didn't want to do his homework anymore and he wanted to get out of it. And so then you'd actually be looking at, do I need to make sure I finish the activity before I go change him so he doesn't learn that I pee and then I get to escape the task?